Greetings from the Amatikulu Local Grower Council. Just a quick recap on the 2025 season here at Amatikulu. Season started off with after a great off season, some really good rains which were welcomed and gave us a good crop in the end. Our milling season started a little bit later than hoped, in early May, but it actually in the end of the day worked out quite well with all the heavy rains right through into April and even the start of May. With the milling season extended slightly, we pretty much got the full crop crushed, I'd like to think, or close to it. Really good season for our SSGs, crushing in excess of 300,000 tons, which was a lot higher than the original estimate, and this estimate kept climbing right to the end as the season grew longer. Sam and Malibongwe have been very busy towards the latter part of the year with the seed cane projects going, and large areas have been planted out of certified seed. We've had another pretty good off-season weather-wise. Back end of 2025 had some good rains and a bit of a dry spell early in the year and scattered rainfall, but similar sort of crop I would like to think. Looking forward to this year ahead.
The 25-26 season, which is now coming to an end, it has been characterized by a strong focus on cane quality, especially having had profuse or widespread flowering throughout the area, where it meant that less cane could be carried over to the next season. Now, we were quite fortunate in that we had above normal rainfalls, especially during the early parts of the season, which were induced by the La Nina which was experienced, with many growers anticipating a bumper crop. And in the end, we were able to crush around about 1.484 million tons, as compared to 1.351 million tons the previous season. So that was a 10% increase in the production of cane. And we also saw an improvement in the RV percentage, where we were able to achieve around about 12.05% compared to 11.96%. Now, despite this, growers demonstrated improved agronomic discipline and good farm management and closer coordination between the growers and the mill contributed positively to the RV retention and cane freshness. And the emphasis on cane quality over pure tonnage continues to gain traction within the region. Cane allocation and estimation remains an issue, especially around small-scale growers. It's quite evident that more training is required to help in understanding the importance of sticking to cane allocation. In terms of roads, poor road infrastructure still remains a challenge for our hauliers. But fortunately enough, the Department of Trade, or Department of Transport rather, has assured us that they would be improving on their maintenance of roads. And now addressing logistical inefficiencies remains a priority going forward, and there are ongoing efforts in place to support the inclusion of small-scale growers in a modernized supply chain. As small-scale growers remain critical in the Amatikulu supply base, the ongoing support in the form of SASA transformation interventions has been instrumental in improving overall productivity amongst small-scale growers. And one of the main interventions for the season was the establishment of 61 hectares of seed cane beds or seed cane plots across various sub-regions in the area. And while the project aimed at increasing accessibility to good quality and certified seed cane, it then also provided a solid foundation on which the SSGs could build on. For example, one where less inputs would be required in the form of pesticides to keep unwanted pests and diseases, and that is then a benefit of using certified seed cane, which is free of any diseases. Other milestones in the area included the opening of 2 of our zone offices or resource centers, where the growers are now able to actually get admin support and acquire information to support their farming operations without having to travel far distances. This also enables then obviously an efficient information flow or sharing and knowledge transfer, ensuring that SA cane growers remains deep rooted in the rural communities. Milling operations have remained stable overall, supporting consistent milling throughput and RV recovery. There's been an improvement in the overall time efficiencies regarding the mill stoppages, and all thanks to strong and capable leadership at the mill, which have prioritized critical off-crop maintenance. Now, just looking at the 26-27 season ahead, there's quite a number of priorities which have been listed for our region. Mainly around enhancing coordination between the miller and the growers, ensuring that information is shared timelessly. There's quite a number of priorities which have been listed for our region, mainly around enhancing coordination between the miller and the growers, ensuring that information is shared timelessly both ways, so that the miller knows what's happening on the ground and the growers are fully aware of what's happening with the mill. We are also then going to continue supporting our small scale and large scale enterprises, and also start assisting the missing middle of our land reform growers. Lastly, we have noted how important it is to foster a good working relationship with our tribal authorities, as they play a critical role in the success of many of our projects, especially with regards to small scale growers. So just in closing, Amatikulu region continues to demonstrate resilience, collaboration, and a commitment to long-term sustainability within the South African sugar industry. And SA Canegrowers will continue to play a central role in advancing the interest of all livelihoods attached to the sweet stalks that stand tall and stretch far, far towards the horizons.